Hey, welcome to Tabletop Skirmish Games. I'm Lee, and in this video we'll be unboxing Hit the Beach, the starter set from Flames of War. Here we go, here's our Hit the Beach complete World War II starter set from Flames of War. And Flames of War, if you haven't heard about it, it's described as a fast-paced, easy-to-play tabletop miniatures game based on historic battles of World War II, and it's set in a 15mm scale where you collect, build and paint your armies to reenact famous battles and recreate history. I picked up my copy from Wayland Games and the RRP is £42, but there's a great discount there, a 20% discount, making this £33.40, and I'll put a link in the description below where you can find that, and you can also get that discount as well. And that's an affiliate link, but it doesn't cost you extra. In fact, you save that 20%, and any sales made through the link, I get a small commission, which helps support the channel so I can do loads more videos like this. So thanks for that support, I really appreciate it. In this video, we'll go through a complete unboxing so you see everything that's included in the starter set, and you'll see that it's really great value. When you compare all the different components that are included here, if you priced it up individually, it would be so much more. So this is really great value, and it's got a ton of different miniatures in here to get you started in the game. So let's take a look at the box first, and you can see we've got some really nice artwork on the front, and the whole aesthetic for the Flames of War I think is done really nicely. The books that you'll see on the Wayland Games website are also brilliant. They accompany this and reasonably priced as well. So that's the front, and then on the back you can see all the miniatures that are going to be included. So you're going to get an awful lot in here. You're going to get an American force and a German force. Altogether, you're going to get 8 different Sherman tanks and a support platoon of parachute rifle platoon, which is 32 figures in total. And then for the Germans, you're going to get a Panzer Grenadier HQ, which is 6 figures. And then your combat platoons are going to be 2 Panzer Grenadier platoons, totaling 58 figures. Then you're going to get an anti-tank platoon, which is 2 times 7.5, 7 meters anti-tank guns. You're going to get 3 Panzer IV tanks, and included in the box as well, you're going to get a complete A5 rulebook, a quick start guide, a V1 flying bomb terrain feature, 16 unit cards and 20 dice. And you can see all the miniatures laid out here on the back, showing you exactly what's included. So it's going to be packed, and I can't wait to open it. So let's get on with it, and we'll get this open and have a look at the contents. So my boy got me started into this. We got World of Tanks to play, and after playing World of Tanks, we loved it. It's such a good game, and we really wanted to expand on that and play with something with a bit more depth and look at getting some infantry as well and some different vehicles and things like that. So we went down a rabbit hole of Flames of War and then discovered this. Watched some great playthroughs on the On Tabletop channel, and they do some brilliant things on there for Flames of War. So we got totally hooked and then picked this up. So here, let's get the lid off and see what's inside. So, and it's going to just be all plain there. But right away, we're presented with a load of sprues here. And it looks like they're in 2 different colours. Or 3 different colours. So let's get all this out and then we'll go through it individually and see exactly what we're going to get. So there's tons here. Tons of plastic, which is what we like. Let's get all this out. This looks like it's going to be the Shermans. And we've got tons of bases. Big bag of bases there. Lots of dice too. And there's all the miniatures. Now these are 15mm scale, so they're not going to be very big. And there's sort of cards and booklet. And then looks like our instructions to get everything built. So there we are. That's everything taken out of the box. So whoa, that's a lot here. I mean, this is just £33 and we've got a lot going on. So let's have a look at each set of sprues first, and then we'll break open the books and have a little flick through and see what we get there. Alright, so I'm going to start with the German sprues first. And so this is going to be our V1 flying bomb terrain feature. So let's have a closer look at this. Let's get that focused. There we go. So I'm really excited to see the detail, and it feels really solid. We've built some Airfix tanks in the past, and I've got to say I didn't enjoy the building process with those. The plastic just felt very brittle, very thin, but this feels nice and sturdy, so this is pretty good. So there we go. So this is a terrain feature, so it's got no part to play in the game other than a terrain feature. You could use it as an objective, I guess. but I'm sure we could come up with some rules to be able to use it. Then we've got our 2 anti-tank guns, and these are 2 7.5 centimetre anti-tank guns. Let's get focused on that again. There we are. So yeah, the detail's really great on these. For 15mm scale, I thought it's going to be pretty tiny. You wouldn't be able to get a lot in there. But even down to the little, what's that, the little shovel there, and all the details on the gun, really impressive. This is great. So we're going to get 2 of those to build. And then we've got our tanks. So in this set, we're going to get 3 Panzer IV tanks. And there we are. So the tracks are really great. So yeah, there's tons of detail on these. Loads going on. We've got the side panels. And I think you've got some options of how you can put this together. And then flipping it over. Yeah, lots of details on the top there. So these are looking great. And again, nice. They feel good, feel nice and strong. And I think these are going to be pretty straightforward to put together. So each sprue here, or double sprue like this, is going to be a tank. And so there's 3, and these are identical. So you build 3 of the same tanks there. So that's the German forces, the guns, the objective marker, and the tanks. So now let's have a look at the American vehicles. Now we're on to the American forces, and so here we're going to get 8 Shermans all together, and now so looks like 5 of them are going to be the 75mm guns, and then 3 are going to be the 76mm guns. So you're going to get 8 sprues that are identical, and these 3 are then upgrades for the 76mm guns. So that's the options you've got. You could of course just build them all in the 75mm guns, but I think I'm just going to go with the kind of instructions on the box and do it as they've kind of planned it. So let's have a look at those sprues. So let's start with this one first, and let's focus on that. And again, some really nice detail. It feels good. It feels really sturdy plastic, and it doesn't feel cheap at all. So this is really great quality, and you get lots of little additional parts you can put on it, even down to the little gasoline canisters. The details are fantastic, and on here as well, really nice. We've got the machine gun to go on the top there. We've got 2 different ones. They're going to be different sizes, and then we can have the hatch open or closed. And I've really got to get used to all the terminology for all this, so I'm really looking forward to learning all about this. But my boy is really into World War II, and he tells me all about the tanks and everything, so it's really exciting that he's into this. I can't wait to get playing with him. But there we are, some brilliant detailing. Awesome. And so we're going to get 8 sprues like that, and then we're going to get 3 of this. Now this one's the upgrade for that 76mm gun. So you can see we've got the barrel there, and this will be the top of the tank. So really nice. Again, good quality. So I'm really happy at the quality of these for sure. For this price, this is insane. I mean, we're getting so much here, and we haven't even seen the miniatures yet. So there's all the vehicles for the American force. Now let's have a look at the miniatures. All right, first of all, I'm going to take them out of this. This is a little bit shiny, so let's get that out of the bag. And I got a little bit of bubble wrap there to protect them. And so these are tiny, very small. We're used to having like Airfix 72 scale, but these are like 15mm scale, which I think is 100. So that's going to be a bit of a difference. And yeah, straight away I can tell they're a lot smaller. So then we get all this bag as well of all our bases. So let's get some of these out just to have a look at too. All right, nice. So when you put them together, you put the little miniatures in each of these little slots, and so you build them on the little trays like this, and as you move them around, that's how that's going to work. And I guess these are little blanks maybe just to fill in the gaps there if you don't want to put them all on one tray. So we're going to get tons of these. You can see there's a big pile of those. Then we've got these guys. Let's get a little zoom in on that. And these are going to be our tank commanders, so we can see them and how we can position them if we want them coming out of the tanks, which I think we've got to do on a few of them. So that's that one. And then we've got our 2 sprues here with all the different miniatures on. And I'm just looking to see if it's a double. It looks like it could be. I think these are like replicated for sure. Yeah, that's a replicated sprue. So let's have a look at them one at a time here. So right away, the details are fantastic. For such small miniatures, these are amazing. I mean, we're used to Airfix, which isn't in nowhere near as much detail as this. And these are awesome. So they're looking like the Germans. But I was thinking there wouldn't be much texture on these to paint, but it looks like there's tons on there. So these are going to come up really nice. And I'm thinking how I can use contrast paints for these. And I'm sure we can do it with all the different greens available for the Americans. I'm sure we can. So that detailing's amazing, really good. And once I get some of these off the sprue and snipped, you'll have a better idea of exactly how big they are. So after I've done this video, I'll get everything built and then do a separate video where we kind of run through it all, because I think it'll be good to see everything like compared with some other models from other games, just so you can see exactly how big they are. But there we go. So you're going to get 2 sprues like that with all those miniatures on. And so that's going to be all your miniatures for the Germans and the Americans. And so we've got 58 for the Germans and we've got 32 for the Americans. So a ton of miniatures there. Just crazy for just over £30. I'm really loving this. But we're not finished yet. We've also got this, our assembly guide, and we've got a pack of dice. So let's have a look at the dice first. So we get the 2 colours, the like American kind of green colour, and then the grey for the Germans. Really small, maybe like what, 12mm dice are they? Let's have a look. Let's get the ruler and measure it up. Yeah, so oh no, we're looking, yeah, 12mm dice. So that's the size, 12mm dice, and in total we're going to get what, 20? So we get 10 for each, 10 for the Germans, 10 for the Americans. But I also picked up one of these. You've got to have themed dice. It makes a huge difference in the game. So I got some American dice. The Germans are out of stock, so I'm going to wait for those to come in, and then we'll pick those up too. So we've got some of those dice to go with it. I think that all adds to the fun of the game, and themed dice are a must-have. Right, now we've got our assembly guide, and so it's telling us how to put together the Sherman 75mm and the Sherman 76mm. So nice and simple. I mean, this is going to be dead easy. And then we've got the V1 flying bomb as well, and then it details all your parachute, rifle, platoon. We've got a figure key, so we know exactly who's who, and then we can put all those together in the little teams and put them on the bases together. So that's one side. And then on the other side, we've got the German Panzer Grenadier Company. Again, how to put together the tank, the gun assembly, and then all our platoon, our company HQ with a figure key as well. And what I really love about this game is when you put together something like a gun assembly, it's like a mini diorama. So you build everything together and they're all in action, loading the gun, commanding that. And I think that's really cool. So this is going to be a really fun part, building all these little groups and getting it looking really awesome. So that's our assembly guide, nice and simple. And I don't think it's going to take long to get all this built. Next up is our Flames of War core rules, and this is just the quick start version. And so this is not a book, but it like pulls out like this. Whoop. So we've got like one big long section there, and this is going to go into how to get started with all the different things like the movement, shooting at tanks, armor save, bailing out, so assaults, all the basics. So really looking forward to reading through this in detail and getting started playing the game. So that's that one, the little one. And then we've also got this, which is the actual A5 rulebook and the cards. So let's remove this packaging and get going. So we've got this little A5 book. I'm not going to go through the whole book now, but we can have a look at the contents. But this is certainly no cheap publication. This is really great. Some great maps, information, all the background. I mean, because it's all based on history, it's going to be really awesome for anyone who's kind of into the history of it all and wants to learn about it and then reenact it on the tabletop. So, and I love this. Already I'm looking at this and thinking this is going to be great. It's got some awesome examples of actual gameplay, which I really like. I like seeing the photos of actual scenarios and then tying that into the rules. So this is great. I think this is going to be really fun to learn, and there's lots to take into account here. But it looks really good. So straight away, this looks really nice, and it tells us how to pick your force, and it's going to have them all detailed. It's recommended you get some extra books, one for like your army that you play, and they're only just over £10 each. So I think and we're going to do that, and then I'll bring those onto the channel too so you can have a look. This is really nice. It shows you a layout of a typical kind of battlefield that you could use, so that's really good. So I'm really liking the layout and design of all this. But inside we're going to get everything we need to know. Quick start, an overview, how to play it, go through all the unit cards, and then all the different rules, movement, shooting, artillery assaults. So it's building on that quick start guide and just going into a lot more detail. So that's the little book there with, looks like, what, how many pages we're looking at? Let's see, 17, 18, 19, 120 pages. So we've got 120 pages, and then on the back we've got some quick references to check out as we play. So nice little book, and that just leaves us with one more thing, which are the cards for all the different units. So altogether we're going to get 16 cards, and these are going to be split up between the Germans and the Americans. So let's do that. Let's split this up. So what's that? That's interesting. Oh, this is kind of cool. So this has got our D-Day Americans, and it's got our formations, and it says your force must contain at least one formation. Okay, so this is really nice. And then on there it's got all the list of the different, what's this, M8 Greyhound Cavalry Recon Patrol, and then all the different ones for the support units, and then it's got your movement orders. So this is a nice little addition, and the same for the Germans as well. Got all your formations, your support units, and your movement orders. So that's really nice. And then here again we've got a separate card with movement orders on for the Americans, and I imagine, yeah, then we've got another one for the Germans there. And then we get the cards. So let's have a look at the Americans first. We'll just flick through these. I'll do more videos, I think, once we get playing. If we get into it, we'll probably do tons of videos where we look at each card in detail, but we'll see. We'll wait and see once we've played a few games first to see how we get on with it. But these are really nice cards, good quality, nice and thick, and they look pretty straightforward. You know, it's not too much on there, there's not loads to read, and I really like this. And when you get the D-Day books for the American or the German army, all these are going to be included in those books, so you don't have to have the cards, but they do come with any of the ones that you buy, any of the sets you buy. So if you buy additional late war sets, you're going to have cards for those units that you do buy. So there's the American ones, and let's look at the German. So really, it looks really nicely laid out and nice and simple. So I hope it is when we play it. Looking through, what's on the back of these two? Yeah, we've got some more information on the back for like special rules and things. But again, it's not crowded. There's not too much to look at. I don't think it would take long to learn what your whole army is capable of and then start diving into the tactics and playing around with that. So there we are. So that's all the cards that are going to come with it. And that now brings us to the end of everything that comes in the box. So let's have a quick recap and I'll get it all back on the table together. Okay, so here we go. We've got all our booklets, to include the dice, the cards. We've got the sprues with all the soldiers on. We've got the American tanks. The extra pieces so we can upgrade those to the 76mm guns. And then we've got all the German tanks, the anti-tank guns, and the V1 flying bomb terrain feature. So what do you think? This is mad. For like £33, I think we've got a great deal here. Got a huge amount included in this box set, and certainly enough to get started with and learn the game. Get the full rule book and all these cards as well with that quick start guide. I think this is going to be awesome. But I'd love to know what you think about this game. Maybe you play it already, or perhaps you've never seen it before, but what do you think about this box in particular, the Hit the Beach starter set? Insane value, and I think it's going to be really fun to get playing. If you are interested in picking this up and adding it to your collection, then I'll put a link in the description below to Wayland Games where you can find it. I'll also put a link to Element Games so you can compare prices and have a look around and see which works out best for you. But I'm really happy with this. Can't wait to get it built and played. And if we get on with the game and we like it, then we'll certainly be doing loads more videos here on the channel. But I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope this gave you a really good idea of exactly what's in the box and a little bit of an idea of what you'd get value for money wise. I think it's great value for that £33. But thanks so much for watching. Please like if you like it, subscribe for more videos like this, and don't forget to hit the notification bell to join me next time on Tabletop Skirmish Games. If you like this kind of content and would like to support the channel, then please check out my Patreon page, and thanks to everyone who's joined so far. It's really awesome. We hang out on Discord, talk about the hobby, share ideas and help each other out, and you'll get some perks there that you're not going to find anywhere else. So I'll put a link in the description, and it'd be great to see you there.